Good evening and welcome to News 20 at 5. I'm Aaliyah Wilkerson.
And I'm Shay Simon. Let's dive into the news. Over 100 people showed up for a gun rally at the Capitol building this weekend. The rally comes in the aftermath of the Parkland shooting and calls legislators to ban the sale of assault weapons like the AR-15. The debate comes from the proposed State Bill 7026 that would raise the purchasing age for all firearms from 18 to 21. The bill will also allow law enforcement to restrict gun access to the mentally ill and beef up school security. It would also create an optional program to arm teachers. But the people who are there say they support ending gun violence in school and they want to exercise their Second Amendment right.
And you hardly ever see any rallies, so I got tired of it when they're trying to push unconstitutional bills and decided to see what I could do. And this word of mouth movement spread and spread. And we have people here from all over Florida, and it makes me proud.
The rally happened after the organizer posted his thoughts on Facebook. Also, today is the deadline for the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, but that deadline is now relatively ineffective because of court orders. However, as digital journalist Belinda J. Wesley tells us, that doesn't mean dreamers aren't sleeping any easier.
President Trump is in motion to end a program that protects young documented immigrants from deportation. Court decisions force the White House to keep renewing DACA permits until further notice. Bio major freshman at Florida State University, Julia Serda, is a part of DACA. She came from Colombia when she was 2 years old. She was raised in West Palm Beach. Her dream is to attend medical school. She has good grades, but she still does not qualify.
So I'm a bio major and I want to go to med school. That's like my hope for the future. To go to med school, you have to be a U.S. citizen or a resident, I'm pretty sure. And because of like my DACA standing, I'm not either of those.
Signing up for DACA keeps immigrants temporary protection from being deported, receive a social security card, driver's license, and go for a job with benefits such as health care. Having a plan B is the best option for when the time comes, according to immigration and family law attorney Giselia Rodriguez.
Some people think that they don't have any rights whatsoever, but they really do. And one of them is, if you've been in the country for at least 2 years, even if you don't have any documents, but if you've been in the country for at least 2 years and you are detained, you do have the right to see an immigration judge.
Rodriguez says it's best to go before a judge and present your case to prevent removal from the country. For Julia,
I'm definitely scared because it puts my education at risk and my ability to stay here, because if I can't continue my education here, I have to go back to Colombia, which would be very difficult for me because obviously I know the language, but I don't know it well enough to start where I am now.
She's weighing out her options while she speaks with her lawyers to meet her med school goals. In Tallahassee, I'm Belinda J. Wesley, News 20.
President Trump took to Twitter to let everyone know his sentiments about the issue.
Crime in Tallahassee is still on a rise, and domestic violence in same-sex couples is one of the leaders in the rate increase. According to a study by the Williams Institute, domestic violence in lesbian couples is 20% higher than it is in gay men. We spoke with Taylor Novak, community educator and training director of the Refuge House, and here's what she had to say.
I actually just got our stats back recently. So last year, fiscal year, 17-18, we served about 6,000 people. So when you get that in a per day number, that's almost 17 new unduplicated clients every single day. That includes children, women, and men, although by far women are kind of the bulk of our population.
According to a recently released crime report, Tallahassee is still number one. If you are in a domestically abusive relationship, please call 1-800-500-1119 for help. This weekend, the Jewish community hosted its annual cultural event. The event was full of food, crafts, and arts from the local community. There was a whopping 550 pounds of pastrami and 800 pounds of corned beef consumed at the festival. The event was held at Temple Israel on Mahan Drive. To assist with the community getting to the event, there were free shuttles to transport attendees.
It's a great way to bring the entire community together, share food, learn a little something, and just have a great day, particularly today because it's gorgeous.
If you missed the event this year, you can make your way out next year to celebrate the cultural festival's 10th anniversary.
In other news, authorities are investigating a shooting incident on a South Florida highway. A woman says a driver in another car sprayed her car with bullets unprovoked. A reporter reports that the suspect remains at large, but thankfully no serious injuries were reported.
It could have killed me, but it didn't. You know, God spared me.
Rochelle Morris counts her blessings tonight hours after a gunman opened fire on her vehicle with her boyfriend and 6-year-old stepson inside.
Yeah, I was the one driving. They almost got me. So, but I'm still here.
It happened around 2 p.m. Sunday in the northbound lanes of I-95, just south of Commercial Boulevard. Morris says someone in a maroon SUV drove up unprovoked and opened fire.
I just know that I was driving and then I just heard a shot. And I just swerved and I hit them. I hit them first, and then I just had to make sure the car was I just tried to stay control of the car. No, I didn't cut nobody off. I don't know why I would be targeted. I'm not nobody for me to be a target. You know, I'm not special enough.
Morris's Kia collided with this red Mustang after the shooting, but the maroon SUV sped off.
We have a statewide bolo out on the vehicle. And there's no other additional information that we do have. Like I said, everything is still under an investigation.
Whoever did it, they gon', you know what I'm saying, God will take care of them.
No one was injured, but that 6-year-old was taken to the hospital to be checked out.
He was scared, just like any other 6-year-old, but he's strong, he's good, he's okay.
Morris putting this terrifying ordeal into perspective.
Car is replaceable, people aren't, so I'm good, you know what I'm saying? As long as everybody that was in the car good, that's all that matters.
The shooting incident caused authorities to shut down at least one lane for hours, resulting in major traffic backups.
For the latest on our top news stories, we turn to our team of reporters in the Convergence newsroom. That's where we find digital journalist Brea Hollingsworth. Hey, Brea, what can you tell us?
Yes, Aaliyah, we're bringing you news straight out of the Capitol. Now we're learning more information on law enforcement in regards to the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. Now we're learning that an armed SRO officer was on the scene at the time of the event, but did not go inside. We're also learning that the Broward County Sheriff's Office reportedly told officers to not go inside the school without their body cameras on. However, several officers did have body cameras when they were on the scene. We'll have more information about the Parkland shooting coming up. For now, live in the Multimedia Newsroom, I'm Brea Hollingsworth. Back to you.
Thank you, Brea. Now for more continuing coverage out of Oregon, where teachers are taking a new type of training that most didn't learn while they were in school, or maybe never ever thought that they would have to know in order to teach. For more on that, we head back up to Multimedia Newsroom with Ashley Flete with educators' response to new school safety measures.
Yes, Shay, on top of all the list of things that teachers are already required to do, get this, they are now learning self-defense in case of an active shooter coming into their classrooms. They're taking a 3-hour class that helps them choose targets and little things that they can have their classrooms and students do in order to become less of a target and more of a challenge. That's all the information I have for you now live in the newsroom. I'm Ashley Flete. Back to you guys. Desk.
Welcome to Bruton's Brew. I'm Angelicia Bruton. Let's find out what's brewing today in international news. A high-level South Korean delegation left for North Korea. It includes South Korea's national security chief and might put direct dialogue between the U.S. and North Korea on the agenda. President Trump said Saturday North Korea wanted to talk, but it would have to abandon its nuclear weapons first. China wrapped up Monday its first day of the 13th National People's Congress, and it has already set the tone for some big changes. The budget reveals China will spend the equivalent of U.S. $175 billion across all branches of the People's Liberation Army. According to CNN, China plans to boost its military spending by 8% in 2018. The 8% increase is higher than last year's announcement, when it upped military spending by 7% over the previous year. Congress is set to pass a major constitutional reform on presidential term limits in the upcoming days. Members of Germany's Social Democrats Party, SPD, have voted in favor of a grand coalition with Angela Merkel's Conservative Party, SPD interim leader Olaf Scholz announced on Sunday. The postal ballot saw 66% voted yes and 34% voted no to the Grand Coalition. Moments prior to the official announcement, a cheer was heard in the room as word got around regarding the decision. The coalition, which was voted for by more than 400,000 SPD members in a vote by mail or postal ballot, represents an end to month of political uncertainty for Merkel and Europe's largest economy. That's going to do it for what's brewing in international news. I'm Angelicia Bruton.
As we move into the next 5 days, we can just expect to have a pretty cool week as the temperatures will be dropping. Tuesday, we can expect rain with our high 71. Wednesday will be partly cloudy with a high 65 and our low 38. Thursday will be sunny with a high of 61 and a low of 36. Friday will be sunny as well with a high of 67 and a low of 43. And Saturday we can expect some rain with our high being 69 and our low of 56. That's all I have for your weather. Back to you all at the desk.
Welcome back. I'm Brandon Jones here with your sports. FAMU basketball is expected to play in the MEAC tournament. They both play against Howard this weekend. Well, actually, they're going to be playing tomorrow. Women's team won against Howard actually 30 minutes ago, and we'll have some highlights of that game later in the show. The men's team plays the Bison tomorrow. They've struggled this season, but nothing would turn the year around like a solid win in the MEAC tournament to push them into the big tournament. Now, if they can get this win and they can get through here, they'll be punching a ticket to the big dance.
MEAC tournament basketball report. And they play on. The FAMU Lady Rattlers ousted the Howard Bison in MEAC tournament basketball play and will move forward to the next round of the tournament. The Rattlers capitalize off of their fresh start of tournament play and will look to make the most out of this opportunity. In a collaborative effort from the Rattlers, senior Shakira Morrison led all scorers with a double-double, 19 points, 11 rebounds. Following suit was Dawn King with 18 points, 4 rebounds, and E. Yurtical with 16 points, 5 rebounds. Head coach LaDon Gibson talks about today's game.
Very proud of the young ladies and their relentless play, how they represented the university. They played hard, they refused to give up. Just very proud of them for their overall effort, the entire team.
I would just remember what my coaches told me, elbow in, shoot up, follow through, because I know the past couple games my shot hasn't been how I wanted it to be, so I just know if I made my shots, it'd help the team.
I was just aggressive, and my team was hyping me up, so.
Well, I think most important, we got to get some rest. We have limited bodies, so we got to get them some rest between now and then. Probably tonight, we're going to do some walkthrough, watch some film, because last outing against Savannah State, we had that long road trip, so it was a bad showing for us. So we got to go out there. I told them we have something to prove against Savannah State. It's a revenge game for us, so we're going to go out and do what we need to do against Savannah as well.
I'm Ebony Ivy at the MEAC basketball tournament for News 20 at 5.
Shaquem Griffin is a 6-foot, 227-pound linebacker from the University of Central Florida. He was also born with only one hand. Griffin had been overlooked his entire life, but what he did at the Combine silenced a lot of those doubters. The linebacker bench pressed 225 pounds with a prosthetic hand for an unbelievable 20 reps. To top that, Griffin ran a 4.38 in the 40-yard dash, giving him the fastest time for a linebacker since 2003. For someone who barely received an invite to the Combine, it'll be interesting to see what team selects him come draft day in April.
That's going to do it for us tonight. For Brandon and Michaela, I'm Shay Simon.
And I'm Aaliyah Wilkerson. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want to see us when we're not here, go on to the FAMUonline.com and click on the News 20 tab. You all have a great evening.